You're listening to the Boston Greeks podcast with Ari and Foti. They've been bringing Greek culture online since 1998, and now they're bringing you the best Greek guests Boston has to offer. So grab your kafedaki and join us.
Hey everyone, welcome to another fantastic episode of the Boston Greeks podcast. I'm Ari, and I am very excited for a couple of reasons. But first, I'm very excited to introduce my co-host, Foti Stamos. What's up, Foti?
I was hoping you'd say that. I'm great. How are you?
That's my first excitement of the day. But as you know, we are doing a really cool episode today because this is something that's very, it goes throughout some of our history. Our guest today is somebody that we've known for a long time, has done amazing things. Just on his credentials, we could talk all day, so I'm just going to cut it short and pass it over to Foti to bring him on, because what better way than to actually speak to this gentleman? Foti, go ahead.
Excellent, Ari. All well said. And yes, if I can echo what you were saying, our guest, a very dear friend. I also want to say a mentor of ours through the years, and also a fellow Omegan brother. We want to welcome to the show Bill Galatis, who's actually going to be co-chairing this year's 2025 Alpha Omega Council's Honors Gala with Mr. Nick Ypsilantis. Bill, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day, because we think we're busy, but you have us beat by miles, to join us on to the episode here to discuss this year's gala. Welcome to the show, Bill.
Thank you, Foti. Thank you, Ari. And Greeks are always busy. There's never a dull moment in our lives, is there?
Very true. Very true. Foti, we get us started because, like I said before, we can talk to Bill about a million things because he's so way connected. He's so involved, and he's really knowledgeable about so many things. Like he said, he mentored us on multiple things. We go way back with him, but we kind of want to focus on something really great that's happening that Bill, you are a big part of. So, Foti, you want to start off the conversation?
Yeah, of course. I want to just say that I was super excited when I learned or heard that Bill was going to be co-chairing with Nick this year's gala because, as Boston boys and, being fans of our local teams and sports, this couldn't have hit more home for us. And I think those that are listening in the audience as well. So I would like to give it over to Bill to kind of give us what's going to be happening in this year's gala with all the interesting guests who we're going to be honoring and what the whole event entails. Bill?
Okay, Foti, thank you. Interestingly enough, fellas, this all started in a coffee shop in Naples, Florida. Nick and I were down there playing in a golf tourney. We formed a group called Thalassa 11. So we got all 11 guys that come down. We got all 11 guys that come down and play golf for the weekend. So Nick stayed with me. And so we went out for a cup of coffee in the morning. So we just, as fellow Alpha Omega brothers, we started to question ourselves, saying, "Hey, what's going on with the gala this year?" And Nick looked at me and says, "Well, nothing." I says, "I haven't heard anything either." So then we started to talk about Fred Smerlas. As you know, Fred was a former NFL football player for the Buffalo Bills. And we said, we've got to figure out a way to honor Fred. He played over 10 years professional football, has not been inducted into the Football Hall of Fame yet. So that led into, I said, something, Nick? All these galas that we've had, we've never focused on honoring individuals or organizations in the sports industry. So we started going, and I said to Nick again, I said, this year's the 70th anniversary since Harry passed, Harry Agganis. So that led into, what, maybe let's go approach the Alpha Omega boys and see if they'd be interested in creating a sports theme this year. And we would create that theme with the backdrop of celebrating Harry's legacy since he passed 70 years ago this year. We brought it to the committee, and the committee overwhelmingly voted in favor of it. So off we went. So Nick and I sat down and proposed some candidates to be honored. And we decided that Mike Agganis, who's Harry's nephew, and certainly well-deserved on his own account, very successful businessman, former owner of the AA Akron Arrows, which is in the Cleveland Guardian baseball organization. We thought he deserved a Lifetime Achievement Award, and it sort of fit well with celebrating Harry's legacy. And then we felt very strongly that we should try to identify a woman in the sports industry, because many women are excelling these days. And we came across, thanks to Nancy Agris-Savage, Erica Kontos. Erica Kontos is a Greek-American woman who this year made the Forbes Sports 30 under 30 with some other major athletes and other major people in sports business. And she is going to be our emerging leader honoree. She is the Senior Director of Global Media Services for the NBA and the WNBA. Very excited. She was very excited, and her family also owns Kontos Foods. And then we said, okay, what organizations do we think make a lot of sense? And we felt very strongly the Boston Athletic Association should receive a Trustees Award. And the reason why we thought that was because, as you fellas know, the Boston Athletic Association has a very close relationship with Alpha Omega Council. Every year, the two organizations, as well as the 26.2 Foundation, host a wreath ceremony, which is always the Thursday prior to the Boston Marathon. And we finally, that event now is known as the kickoff event for Marathon Weekend, which we feel very proud about. A lot of people don't know what that ceremony is all about. And essentially, as you know, the winners of the marathon receive these gold wreaths that are placed upon them. But generally, the mayor of Boston, those wreaths actually do come from a real olive tree in Marathon, Greece. The family clips the branches; they get dipped in gold, and they get shipped over to Boston. And then the Alpha Omega Council, representing the Consul General of Boston, presented to the BAA in a formal presentation, and that's been going on since 1984.
And it's a beautiful ceremony. The two times that I attended I loved it.
Overwhelming.
Yeah, and it gets better every year. This year was at the top of the Prudential View Boston, which was magnificent, and we had a lot of former runners there, Bill Rogers, Bob Hall, and others, and a number of trustees from the BAA as well. So it was our way of paying honor to the BAA because the runners in 1896 that came from Boston to run in the first modern Olympic marathon in Athens, they came back to Boston, and it was those fellas that decided to establish the Boston Marathon the following year in 1897. And then finally, we decided to make the Boston Red Sox our Phil Helene Award honoree, the organization. We spoke with Sam Kennedy about 3 months ago, president and CEO of the Red Sox. And if Sam's calendar allows, Sam's going to be there to accept the award. And why the Boston Red Sox? Well, first of all, Harry played for the Red Sox for a year and a half. He played AAA ball in Louisville, the Louisville Colonels. He was actually voted the MVP the year he played AAA ball with the Red Sox. And then only after 1 year, he got promoted to the big league team. And he played for the Red Sox his rookie year. And then sadly, the middle of his second year is when Harry tragically passed away. So he played for the Red Sox, number one. He died as an active member. And then equally important was that we've created this Greek Heritage Night every year with the Greek community, Greek American community, goes to Fenway Park, and we celebrate our ethnicity and our heritage. And that particular event seems to grow every year as well. This year, I understand there were over 3,000 people that participated, yes. And we get to use all of the team assets, including having one of our own sing the national anthems. And we also honor a number of people who have done really good work in our community. So we thought the Red Sox were a perfect organization to be awarded the Phil Helene Award. The event's going to take place on Saturday night, November 1st at the Intercontinental.
Beautiful venue.
It will not be a snooze fest. You know me, I hate snooze fests. So we've got some surprises planned for that night. We're also creating a Harry Agganis exhibit, and the centerpiece of the exhibit will be the life-size wood carved statue of Harry that was done by Armand Lamontagne in 1995, I believe. So we're shipping that over from the Sports Museum, and we also have some other memorabilia of Harry's. We put a request in for the Red Sox to get the World Series trophies as well.
Oh, wow.
And we've got some things coming from BU because Harry had that phenomenal career at Boston University. We're expecting a sellout. We think we're going to have 400 people. And we're really excited. We're working on getting some former athletes in the Boston area. Right now, Ray Bork is confirmed. We think Dwight Evans is coming from the 1975 Red Sox team.
Dewey.
Dewey Evans, who, by the way, should be another person that should be in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Agreed.
We've got Becca Pizzi. Becca is a world-class marathoner. This young lady won the crazy marathon, I call it. They do 7 marathons in 7 days on 7 continents.
Oh, yeah, I heard of that.
And she won.
Wow.
Superhuman.
Yeah, Dave McGilvery, another first top class runner, is coming as well. We got a couple of Patriots we think are coming. So the idea was to try to populate our crowd with some of these people that have done really well in the Boston sports theme. And we're so lucky because Maria Stefanos is going to be our MC that night. We like to call her the first lady of Boston media.
Right.
Maria Stefanos is a former Lifetime Achievement Award honoree as well, and she's agreed to be the MC that night. So it's going to be a pretty robust program, and we're looking forward to a fun night.
So Bill, what you're telling us is if you're Greek, if you're a sports fan, if you're both, if you're one or the other, if you want an amazing night out, like this is going to be the event. But what I want, just in case people aren't aware, can we just give a little brief description of what exactly is the Honors Gala?
Sure. It started probably about 30, 40 years ago. It's Alpha Omega Council's signature event, and it's a prime fundraiser. So the idea was to try to honor people not only within the Greek American community, but people outside the Greek American community that we think have made a contribution or impact in the local community. So the Lifetime Achievement Award honorees have come from various backgrounds, from various ethnic groups. So what we try to do about 10 years ago is elevate it. And instead of calling it the Lifetime Achievement Award dinner, we decided to rebrand it and call it Alpha Omega Council Honors. And whoever we decide to honor that year, we do. We've also expanded our reach for honorees as well. We try to identify people that have made significant contributions outside the Greek American community as well, vis-a-vis the Boston Athletic Association this year, as well as the Boston Red Sox. So it's our signature event, usually held in the fall every year. Previously, it was held in the spring, but we think the fall makes better sense. Mm-hmm. And usually have somewhere between 300 and 400 people attend. We think because of our lineup this year, our goal is to have at least 400 people be there that night.
And it's an amazing event. It's beautifully put together. It's a beautiful, gorgeous night out. You get dressed up. The atmosphere is so cool.
Just makes us feel proud.
Yeah, that's the thing. As a Greek American walking in there and seeing all this stuff going on, and the people who are honored speaking with these great speeches, it's just something that I think, especially Greek Americans, every Greek American should attend this event and just see what the Greek American community, of Boston is capable of. It's a great, great event. The people are always like something of substance. They do these great things, and you guys, you do it right. I really appreciate these events. They're really great to be at, and the fact that it's a sports theme, I think, makes it just so a little bit extra cool this year. Yeah,
we think so too. Over the years, I think the Alpha Omega Council has done a very good job, honoring people in academia, in business, in medicine, in the medical field. But we always seem to have missed this particular area. And when Nick and I were talking about it in Naples, we said, you know what, let's strike while the iron's hot. And that's why we just kept thinking. And then we came to the conclusion that, you know what, a lot of people, believe it or not, fellas, do not know the real story of Harry Agganis. To this day, it's still undertold. Sure, there was a documentary that Mike and Greg Agganis put together 12 years ago that it now is shown, by the way, on Paramount Plus. You can pay the small fee and watch it. But the fact of the matter is, we have now convinced big major writers that, in fact, Harry Agganis was the greatest high school athlete ever, not only in just Massachusetts, but ever. And here's a quick story. This fellow, Kevin Ackerland, wrote an article about in 2019, and he listed the top 50 greatest high school athletes ever in the U.S. Harry wasn't on the list. So Mike Agganis, Harry's nephew, read this article, and he became incensed. So he called Kevin, and he says, listen, I don't know how you missed my uncle. I know he's my uncle, but he's well credentialed, and I'm going to prove it to you. Mike flew out to California to meet Kevin Ackerland in his home, and he brought all of Harry's credentials. Wow. And he demonstrated to Kevin, we don't understand why Harry's not on the list. Kevin Ackerland this past June wrote another article, and he said, Harry Agganis is the greatest high school athlete ever.
Wow, that's amazing.
And it's going to be in the tribute book that night, that article. And in fact, Kevin Ackerland is flying out from California to attend the event.
Oh, wow.
Which is kind of cool.
That's
Bob
super
Ryan,
cool.
Bob Ryan, the well-known Globe columnist, also wrote an article about Harry this past summer in the Sunday Globe. And again, he reiterated the fact that he is the most renowned high school athlete to come out of Massachusetts. And, his achievements have proven it over and over again. And the really nice edge that Harry has, he had great character. And a lot of people failed to realize that he had such great character, to the point where he would win awards and cash awards. He would give them away. He would give his own money away to less fortunate people around Lynn, when he lived. And, sadly, Harry passed away at 26 years old. Wow. So he did all these remarkable things at such a young age. And then we lost him, in 1955.
It truly is an amazing story. And, we talked before, you guys have some bigger plans too as well with this. But this gala, this Honors Gala is going to be something that, these stories are going to be told. People are going to be honored. It's just going to be a beautiful event. And I can't wait to be there myself. I'm coming up from DC just for that event. And, quick story, down here in DC, I always brag that I've met Ted Leonsis, and they're like, how did you meet Ted Leonsis? And I was like, at this thing called the Alpha Omega Honors Gala years ago. And so I always brag about this Honors Gala. It's a great place to meet a lot of cool people. So it really is something special.
Well, it's well said, Ari. That's one of the reasons why we do it every year. It becomes a very nice networking event. Yeah. For a lot of people to just schmooze. It's a great cocktail hour. We thought we'd move away from music this year and do the exhibit instead. So when people are there for the cocktail hour, they'll get to enjoy the exhibit. We're bringing in 2 Marines to guard the statue because Harry was a Marine as well. We found, listen to this, fellas. We found 2 people that played with Harry that are attending that night.
Really?
We've got a gentleman, 93 years old, who's coming up from New Jersey, who played with Harry in at BU football team, and we found a gentleman in Linfield who played with Harry at Lynn Classical, and they're both coming that night. And we were thrilled when all we had to do was mention Harry's name, and they said, can we come? And we says, of course you can, and we're going to recognize them that night as well. So our thinking too is try to blend the history of Harry, with what's going on a contemporary basis. Because I think a lot of people, including myself, we don't spend enough time about the history of these kinds of things. Right. What made him so great? Think about this. 70 years later, the foundation that was created the year after he died thanks to Tom Yawkey, the owner of the Red Sox at that time, and a fellow and a newspaperman from Lynn, his last name was Zinman. They created the foundation the year after Harry died, and it's still operating today.
Wow.
Primarily thanks to the DeMarcus family that own Old Neighborhood. Tom and his son Andrew, they continue to perpetuate Harry's legacy, and what they do is they give away a lot of scholarships to mainly North Shore students and some Boston students as well.
Wow, that's
amazing. I mean, this is what it's all about. I mean, we're Greek American. We try to push our culture and our traditions and our history, and this is like one of the most amazing stories I know of in this area for Greek Americans, and it's just such a fantastic story. I mean, a movie line story, like it's that cool, and I can't wait. Like, frankly,
well, for those that are listening, I mean, how many more reasons do you need to come to the gala? The lineup is amazing. The work that Bill and Nick and the team, the committee over at Alpha Omega have done an amazing job piecing this together. And we're super excited to actually attend and see this in fruition on the great work that you've done, Bill, with Nick and so forth. As far as those that are listening, we'd like to mention for those that now are getting antsy to find out info, for them to get tickets too, we should mention they can get it on the Alpha Omega's website directly, right, Ari?
They can. We're going to be doing lots of social media. We're going to be pumping out lots of information. The Alpha Omega website always will have that information. You could see some little clips and stuff from previous years. There's lots of stuff to look at. So all the information will be in these show notes. Click on any of the links and you can get your tickets. You could find out more information. It is truly something to be a part of. Like, if you grew up in Boston, whether you're a sports fan, whether you're a Greek American, whatever it is, this is something you have to attend.
Right.
It's the place to be for our community.
And if I can also add, just in case those that are listening can't make it to the event for whatever reason, you can still support the event because you'll have the ability to donate to the event as well through the website. That's
true. And let me also add that another key component of the event that night is the original founder of the Hellenic Chronicle, the newspaper, Peter Agganis, who passed away many years ago. He was also a co-founder of the Alpha Omega Council. Thanks to his daughter, Nancy Agganis Savage, every year that foundation awards scholarships to young, promising Greek American young people that want to make a career out of journalism.
Mm-hmm.
So they will be honored at a reception prior to the cocktail reception that night, and we will take the time during the program to announce this year's winners. But over the years, there have been hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of young Greek American kids who pursue journalism that have done very, very well. For example, locally, Peter Iliopoulos, who's a reporter on Channel 5, received one of those scholarships. So that's another key element of the gala that night.
There really is so much. There's just so much involved, so many influential and great people partaking, so many influential and great people honored, young people. It goes across the whole gamut. It is an event to be at. It truly is.
We sort of look at it as a gathering spot for the Greek American community. And, we Greeks, sometimes we have a tendency to operate in silos, which is okay, but that's the way we are. That's part of our DNA. But the way we also looked at this event is a gathering spot for everybody, because everyone is doing good work. And the Greeks have that entrepreneurial DNA, so they like to do things by themselves. But we say, you know what, come enjoy each other's company. And we promise a really good show that night. We've got what we think are really 3 terrific videos that are going to talk about Harry Agganis and the honorees, as well as some of the wonderful things that Alpha Omega Council is doing. As an organization, we give away millions of dollars in the form of scholarships to young aspiring people. And we also give away donations to some of our adopted charitable causes as well.
Right. I mean, tons of great work being done. The Hellenic culture and traditions being promoted, preserved. Everything that I stand for, everything that I appreciate, I can see through this organization and through these events and through these charitable contributions that you guys are doing. You're doing it right, and we appreciate that. And we just want to say again to everybody out there watching and listening, find out more information, see what it's all about. If you know about it, great. Attend, donate, do whatever. If you don't know about it, learn a little bit more about it. And if you can attend this event, it is something that you're going to be talking about. Because the first time that I went, I didn't know much about it. And after that night, that's all I ever talked about. I was like, it was so cool seeing all these people and meeting all these people. So again, Bill, we appreciate all the hard work that you're putting into this. We still have a little time to go. It's on November 1st, Saturday. And, get on the internet, talk to people, whatever it is, and get to this event, support this event. Tell your friends about this event. It's a big one. It's a good one. That's our guarantee. I put my personal guarantee on that.
and for Ari's fan club, he'll be at the event. So that.
Yeah. So maybe one or two people more will come. So that's great. But Bill, thanks again so much for all the work you do. Thanks for everything. That you're involved in. We got to bring you back and just talk about you a little more, which that could be a long podcast, but
no, it won't be. But let me end by saying this, fellas. Let me end by saying this. You may or may not know that a Greek American now is a minority owner of the New England Patriots.
Oh, are you
Dean Metropoulos? It was announced yesterday. Dean Metropoulos is becoming a 5% owner of the New England Patriots. Whoa. Now there's big news. Dean is a local guy. Grew up in Watertown. I believe went to Babson, and is a wildly successful businessman. But it got announced yesterday that he is now going to be a 5% owner. So
let's go on the podcast, Bill.
Yeah, we might see some rice pudding at Gillette soon. You never know.
That would be so cool.
Yeah,
that's great. Well, guys, check everything out. Click the links. Make your phone calls. Whatever you need to do. Support this event. We're Greeks. Greeks support Greeks, please. And if you're not Greek and you just have any sort of interest in any of this stuff, it's an amazing event. So please, open to all, and get out there and do it. Support. And Bill, once again, thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for taking the time. Foti, thank you as always. And thanks everybody out there for watching and listening. We will see you next time. And hopefully we will see you at the event, and we'll take some pictures and we'll take some video, and it'll be a night to remember. So thank you, everybody.
Yes,
thank you.
Thank you.